You have multiple options, but depending on the gym that you're located, you might have the Smith machines, which I don't recommend. Not only does it not allow you to have free range of motion, but it restricts it as well. Or you can have the free weights, the squat racks that we have over here. So for this course, we're going to be using the squat racks, guys. So come along. Let me show you guys how to set it up properly so that you're not out here hurting yourself. You always, when you're setting up the holder, you want to go at least shoulder length, all right? And the reason being is, as you're re-racking or pulling off the rack, you don't want to have to be tipping toes and stressing out yourself to re-rack or to pull it off, especially because if you're re-racking, you're going to be fatigued, right? So what I do is, I usually measure toward my shoulder, then I go exactly as that, boom, right there. Yeah, that's perfect. So that's 17 for me. 17 as well. And then I test it up. Boom. So now, let's say I'm going for, because I do high reps, right? I'm training to stimulate muscle growth. So that means you have to do high reps and you have to really shock the muscle. Medium weight and high reps is how you build muscle, right? High weights and low reps is how you build strength. But as far as this, right? So you see a shoulder width apart. Let's say I'm going for 5 sets and 15 reps, right? And on that 15 reps, I'm fatigued, I'm tired, I'm drained. So now, when I'm tired, as I'm like stressed out, all I have to do is do this, right? Fall into it and move, right? So technique is everything, guys. So as you've seen that, you know, most of you guys, I see people in the gym all the time when they're re-racking. The mistake they come is they set up the holder a little bit too high, so now they have to tiptoe, boom, right? You don't want that. You want to be able to just fall into it and walk away, and that's gonna save you a lot of injury, guys. That's gonna save you a lot of injury and a lot of stress, right? Now let's talk about placement of the bar. There's multiple methods. Some people like to go as high as to the top of the traps, and some people like to go low. For me, I have it seated exactly on top of my traps as a cushion, and my legs is shoulder width apart, right? Shoulder width apart, and I'm sitting down. If you are brand new and you just started lifting, you might want to get like a chair to assist you in developing your form for the squats. All right. So don't hurt yourself. Again, it's all about longevity throughout your journey. So boom, right here, shoulder width apart. And all I'm doing is dropping my butt as if I'm about to sit down to a 90-degree angle. Boom. Right. Chest is up. Hand is up. Opening up that airway. Don't look down. You're going to close out your airway. Right. And then come back up. That's how you perform a proper squat. Let me turn it down from the side so you guys can see. Right here, shoulder width apart. Eyes go out. Arch my back, chest up, face up, knees. Knees is gonna be pushed out a little bit as if I'm sitting down. Boom, and then come back up. Now that you guys got the foundation and the great form of squats, let's talk about how much you're going to be doing. This is physical activity level dependent. All right, if you're brand new to the gym, never ever done this, you want to assess or work with a coach. If you want us to coach you, I have that available as well. Let me know. We'll send you the information to get put into the program. But if you're training by yourself, which is what this course is meant to do, give you all the information so you can train by yourself, right? Assess your body, assess your strength, and figure out where you are, and then build off of that. All right. So you don't want, if you're not a power lifter, we're talking as if you're a beginner. So you're not a power lifter. So what you're doing is to develop your legs. You want to be able to do high amount of reps, right? And high amount of sets, but decent weight. So based off your level, figure out, come and start, test test out your max, right? You want to figure out your max, and then you want to go about 80% to your max, if that makes sense. So, for example, if your max is 225 because you just started, you want to go 80% from 225, and that's what you're going to start doing your working set with, all right? So, we're just going to go 225 for me. As you're racking the weights, be very mindful that you balance it out too. I've seen a lot of people get hurt because they overload one side and forget that this thing is on a balance and it falls on them or it hits somebody else. Make sure that's a common mistake that we want to prevent. When you're putting on the weights, balance it out, especially when you start pushing those heavier weights. Again, this is a compound movement. This is for your quads, but it works out your whole leg as a whole, even some parts of your upper body as well. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 3 sets of 15 reps for me, right? Because that's what I need to stimulate the fatigue. So 3 sets of 15 reps is going to warm me up pretty well, and it's going to get me in the mindset to start off. And I usually start with the squats, and then I'll show you guys what's next after that. But let's do this. Let's knock this out. You know what? I made a mistake, guys. What's the mistake I made? Safety is paramount. And you guys can see, even though 225 is very easy for me, right? 225 is very easy for me. But look what was happening here. And we're going to leave this in there so you guys can see and use my mistake as a training lesson. Put the bracer on, guys. How strong you are, you never know what could happen. That's why it's called accident, because it wasn't planned. So put the bracer on to protect yourself and protect the people around you. All right, so that's the first set completed, 15 reps, and I'm gonna be doing 3 sets. Normally, I do 4 to 5 sets of 15 as my working set. But since I kind of want to use this workout session as a tutorial for you guys, I'm dropping the set down. As you can see, I'm already gassed because training legs train more than just your legs. It trains your whole body as a whole, to include your heart and your lungs, right? Those are the only section of the body, well, come with that with your core, that actually trains your heart and your lungs. So it's as if you're doing some cardio as well while you're training for resistance. So don't skip leg day. All right, guys. So now that we've completed our first set of the back squats, I'm going to demonstrate how you should be removing the weights. And then also next is the leg press machine we're going to be going to. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. But first, let me show you guys how to do this, all right? So remember, balance is key here. So you see, I got people working out next to me, right? As you guys can see, I have people working out next to me. So taking off the weights and being cognizant of the people in your surroundings is very, very important, guys. So when you're taking off the weights, make sure you do it segment by segment so that it's not falling over and hitting other people, all right? What I do is I start one side, pull this off, boom. Go on the other side. See, these are the foundational things that people don't talk about. The gym courtesy and gym etiquette that people don't talk about, but I'm going to go into this course because I want you guys to be very mindful and enjoy the gym, but be mindful and safe as well, you know? There you go. Next up, wipe it down, and we're moving on to the next exercise, which is the leg press. Let's get over there. All right, guys, so the next exercise for your quads is the seated leg press machine. This is also a compound movement because it targets just multiple muscle groups. And to be specific, it's going to target your hamstrings, your quads, and your glutes as well, right? So this is essential in working out that mid-leg area and just building and defining the leg that you want. This is like the foundation, right? So let's go into it. We're going to be doing 3 sets of 15 reps as well for this. All right. Again, shoulder width apart, knee is bent, and when you go up, boom. You don't want to lock your knees all the way out. Come closer. Don't lock your knees with these. All right, guys. So there's been multiple accidents that's happened where people break their legs at the knee. And mind you, if you understand the anatomy of the human body, if you break your legs at the knee, you will never walk again. Science and technology has not evolved enough for us to be able to rebuild all those tendons that are located there. All right. So what you want to do when you come up on this, slight bend, all right, in the knees, right here, and go back down another 90 degrees, back out, boom, right? Go down, boom, right? That's how you do it. So let's get into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, look, this exercise is phenomenal if you're like me and you have back problems where you can't be using the standing, the free barbells, right? Because it's going to trigger your back pain or your lower back problems. This is phenomenal alternate exercise because it alleviates a lot of the tension on your lower back and it still targets the same muscle groups and you get the same pump, all right? And again, these are the 2 compound movement, and we're just going to be using the basic for everything now for this whole course. All right. So your barbell squats and your seated leg press, phenomenal for your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes. All right. And we're starting up with 3 sets of 15 reps. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so now we're going to go into the isolations version of this routine, all right? So isolation exercises target one specific muscle groups, and the compound targets multiple muscle groups. So one of my favorite isolation exercises is Bulgarian split squats. You can do Bulgarian split squats to target your quads, or you can do leg press, all right? I mean, not leg press, leg extensions. But for this routine, we're gonna be doing the Bulgarian split squats with the kettlebell because it's just a personal preference. They both would do the same thing, which is target that front quad specifically. All right. So remember, you can use the dumbbells for this exercise as well. I'm using the kettlebell because it's my preference. All right. And how you want to do this? Sit down, right? Bring your feet in, stand up, raise your legs, and take one step forward, all right? And all you want to do is bring the weights ahead, right? But not to this point where you have to hold it out. Just bring it up in front of you, and all you're going to do is lean slightly from the waist and go down, keeping your knees straight out. Boom. Right, and really emphasizing and putting that tension on your front quads. And we're going to be doing the same amount of reps or the same amount of sets, so 3 for 15. And then you switch legs. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ooh, this one burns, guys. Alternate, switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Remember, you want to be cognizant of your form so you're not injuring yourself. Slow and steady win the race, especially because you want that tension in the front quads. As you guys can see, the pump is starting to come in. All right, so we're going to do 3 total sets, 15 reps, each legs. Woo, that one is a killer. And the reason Bulgarian split squats sucks, right, is because you're doing single leg exercise. Single leg exercise is one of the best ones you can use because as you're training one leg, your heart, your lungs is still being worked. And when you switch over to the second leg, you're still working your heart. So that's why you see it's easier for you to get gas and harder work and great for your cardio endurance as well.